because we're gonna do a pajama party.
Love that for us.
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
Those all the ring fingers.
The ring fingers. Anyway.
No, it was my middle finger.
Kumbaya, dogs.
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya.
One and a skittle for good behavior. Anyway, welcome back, guys. So, we just had an evening filming TikToks and having fun in our pajamas. We made a candy salad. That's going to be our treat for tonight, because this week has been tough. Everyone deserves a break. Anyway.
Tough is an understatement.
These are my pajamas, I sleep naked.
So get in your pajamas, actually. 3.
Bow, 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 bow.
You don't have OnlyFans. You don't
I'm
have
really trying.
Anyway, welcome to the Rabbit Hole Pajama Party.
Let's come.
Do silences make you uncomfortable?
And the land is dark.
You know I'm extremely comfortable.
And
Every time we're quiet, you're like...
lonely.
So yeah, we're going to talk about slumber. I'm going to kick you.
We're look upon.
You I can't kick.
No, we're done.
No, go.
Okay.
Anyway, after all of the fun and games, we decided that our slumber party episode is going to be about slumber party stories that we've had. And sleepover stories that we had. Yeah. Anyone got anything fun? Because, like, truth be told, I said we're doing this episode, but
You weren't allowed to sleep.
even at the age of 26, I'm still not allowed to sleep out. My parents are like, the only rule, if you live under my roof, is you come back.
Wait, why though?
It's the only rule. I'm not going to ask any questions. I do get that.
I remember the ones I left you.
Left me where? Yes. I often, at the time when I was having a situationship, because he didn't know he liked boys, and I didn't know that it wasn't normal for friends to casually make out, I'd often stay at his house after we went to the club. I was like freshly 18.
Does your mum know?
We'll find out now. And he'd always be like, no, stay at my house, we'll just like watch a movie, or like we can cuddle, or something like that. And like, I didn't have a license when I turned 18. I got it just before I turned 19. And I would literally, he'd be like, sleep over. And I'd be like, you know I cannot. And he'd be like, and I'd be like, I have to drive home with Ashley because Ashley lives where I live. And that's not 30 kilometers away from you. And he'd be like, no, please, please, please. And I was like, a good friend would do it. Anyway, I'd fully stay, and Ashley would be like, okay, bye. And then I'd have to like phone my mom at 2 in the morning and be like,
You still up, right?
you awake? No, I don't care what the children are doing. I'm asking for me. You up? Anyway, and then I got my license, and it kind of got a bit worse, but then it got better.
So, I remember sleeping at a friend's house, and why are you laughing?
I'm just thinking about the story you told on the podcast where the girl was like frying bananas or some shit.
But that was just at Ryan's, one of his house parties.
I know, it just
Yeah.
popped into my head, and I can't even picture the smell of fried bananas. Like,
And he didn't have a spare room, so he brought his mattress from the room and the spare mattress, and we slept in his little lounge. It's you.
I know it's me. So we did the first time we had our first ever episode. And we slept in my lounge. It's not even a lounge, it's a converted garage. We slept half in the kitchen, technically.
Which is fun, not too far from a midnight snack.
Not wrong.
And
You
then
know? And then
I'm a great host.
Roger's brother is like, guys, I haven't had a sleepover in so long. I feel like I can't be the first one to go to sleep. That's so late. 2 seconds later. Passed out.
Okay, but then Dane's dad's birthday.
Also,
Yes, he wasn't supposed to come. And then he came and he's like, no, I need to drive home because we were at home alone. My parents were. And I was like, don't drink if you're driving home. And he said, I won't. He
Drank.
did.
Drank.
We're going to go watch a horror movie. We move the mattress to the lounge. We have a cute little slumber party vibe going on. We pick
no, some stupid.
some really
movie.
awful. It lies within
It's in
the jar.
In something.
Inside.
It's
In the jar.
Inside out.
No.
No, that's a different kind of horror
But
movie.
we did have that in the other sleepover.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I fell
Actually-
asleep on that one.
I didn't. Your brother and I watched it for you.
I
It was
said,
so cute.
oh, how adorable.
It's the only time I've seen everybody else fall asleep before your brother. He was like,
Because he's been big.
he was.
But no, we
he
put
was.
in a horror and he's like, getting comfortable. And I was like, Sasha, the movie's not even on removing everything. Don't fall asleep. And like Jordan said, she didn't have space or anything. On the couch, man said...
No, literally. Literally. I had this, like, this was my space that I had.
Jordan's like, I'll just...
You know it's okay to push people
Oh
off.
no, do you know what I did?
No,
I climbed on the couch, I said, nah! Yanked his ass back to the other end.
Yeah.
Okay, but little Sergio, little Roger, thought he made a great difference, but he didn't.
Yeah, fair
No,
enough.
because then I got back and I said, hey, hey!
He literally is laying like this, and he's like, Sergio, wake up! And then he wakes up, and then he's like, Roger's like, move over, and he's like, okay, back down. So he's like, Manu, wake up, I said move over. He comes up, he's like, I did, but his eyes are still closed. I did!
And he's in a different realm of existence.
Gone.
So fun little fact about my brother, guys.
Sleeps.
Yes, he sleeps. He's managed to fall asleep at an under
Sorry,
18.
I thought Ashley had chocolate on his shirt.
Circling back. No, so my brother can sleep. At an under 18s party, a social at the army club, here is the speaker system. And not like one speaker that someone's playing orcs out of. They got a DJ. 3 speakers stacked on top of each other and they're Sagil. Colorfest. They had it on the top of the mall by the amphitheater. And there's like these uncomfortable plastic chairs. Uncomfortable for everyone but Sagil. He said,
That man
in daylight, hey?
anyway.
Yeah.
In daylight. The sun is up and he said,
I think his body's got a rule like sleep when you can.
Yeah.
grip it. He
It
says,
doesn't matter where
he
he
says,
is.
Yui.
Yeah.
No, but anyway, my fun
Probably.
little fact about... Oh, and he went missing at Ultra. Anyway, that's a story for another day. But no, when Sajra was younger, he used to scream in his sleep. And I don't mean like... I mean... It's still one of the best stories. My cousin's now husband comes to stay at us. Because my cousin lives in Namibia, he's dating her, they meet up, and her parents are a child unsupervised.
Yeah.
At your uncle's house.
Yeah.
It's like everything happened at our house. He shares a room with us. At that time, it was all 3 of my brothers and I in one room. So it was our bed, and we just shared it because we were little, and then Andrea got his own because it was the cot. And then my cousin stayed in this bed. And they were right next to each other. This was the space between them.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping there in the corner, happy. Well, not really, so I was just a messy sleeper, so I got one foot on the floor to make sure I don't die. All I feel in the middle of the night is... And again, unconscious, eyes closed. And like, I wake up and I'm like, oh no. And dead ass, he literally goes...
Straight.
I promise you. And he used to do it often. It was a weird thing, but he used to scream in his sleep. And my cousin... Josie,
You've never punched
literally,
your brother.
no, because I knew it was coming. Like, shared a room with him,
Punch
but
your
it never
brother in your
fucking-
face.
Punch
Yeah.
my brother in your face.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, like he did it, and like I knew I was a light sleeper, so he got up. I was like, ugh. And then he screams, and next thing I know, the lights on. My cousin's there with a knife, running to the window, running back to the door. I'm like, and he's like, where, what's?
This is all happening because of you.
No, my cousin.
Oh.
Sasha's. I promise you. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, no one noticed. Because, like, my parents even started sleeping through it because it just happened all the time. God forbid anyone actually broke in when we were little. Because if Sasha screamed, my
You
parents would
would've
have been like,
said yeah.
it's nothing. And my cousin's, like, running around with the knife. He's like, what? And, like, my mom comes in and she's like, and my dad's like, hello. And I'm like, no, I don't want to be like my brother's weird and screams in his sleep. Keep in mind, this is the man who is now his godfather. But he's like, and then he's like, there was someone in the room. And I'm like, and he's like, but Sasha screamed, and my parents were like, oh. So yeah, we probably should have warned you. But I used to sleepwalk every now and then. That was terrifying.
Did Ashley just say nightmare?
He said madness.
So,
I can't hear him from here.
oh, hectic.
This is bad, yeah.
That's opposite end.
No, it's actually good, yeah.
Yeah, this might be good.
Yeah.
But I know you don't like to stay places.
No, I don't.
Like I wasn't allowed, but you would leave a party.
Yeah, 100%. Like I like being home, and like two reasons. So two separate stories. Well, this is not the main reason I like going to my house because it's my house and I feel comfortable there. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I think
Yeah.
that's my parents' thing. Like, this is your house. Come here.
Yeah, like I just feel comfortable at home.
I also do, yeah.
Yeah. So like that's the one thing. But like when I was a kid, the one time went over and stayed at my cousin's place on my dad's side of the family. So like the white side of the family.
E.T. Dubs.
Yeah. And my aunt had this weird rule for her 2 boys and the obviously twins.
Sorry, you said the white side of the family, and all I can think about is blended. We are blending.
But like, my aunt had this weird rule where like her boys had to go to bed at 7:30, no matter what day of the week it was. So like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, didn't matter. They were in bed at 7:30, and at 8 it was lights out. So like had to be in bed. So get invited to the sleepover. Oh, Dad, you know, I need to go to Noah's house. My dad was like, no. I was just like, okay, cool, fine. And my mom was like, let the boy go have fun. I was like, oh, okay, cool, fine. Screws Bob, we get to their house 7 o'clock. We were already eating supper, 7:30. The boys are like, okay, cool, we're ready for bed. I'm like, 7:30. Now keep in mind, like,
your mom played you.
Yeah, like probably late sleeper. Like since I was a kid, I've always been a late sleeper. I think I was sending you guys TikToks at like 1 yesterday.
Yeah.
Like
Standard.
yeah, so like I mean I'm a super late. At 7:30, like, literally these boys are getting ready for bed. They're in their pajamas. They're getting into their bunk bed. They've laid out.
You asking what's for dessert, like?
I'm just like, oh, so like this is it, and like they 10 to 8 they passed out. Really, they put me off sleepovers for like a while. Like I mean, like as an adult, if you have a sleepover, like it's like you're just sleeping at someone's house. But like as a kid, when we had a sleepover, it was at my uncle's place. Oh, bless his soul, before he passed away. But like he was a prankster. He was the prankster of the family. So we were sleeping at his house the one day, and his daughter was there. It was myself, all of my cousins, and him and his daughter come and they're like, hey, listen, just don't forget, like we're going to bed now. We're turning on the alarm. If you guys need to go to the bathroom, remember that the alarm, that the sensor is set for the dog's height. So she's like, you guys need to stay. And like he had flipping a dash out and a chihuahua. So like,
so basically, you need to disassemble.
And we slept there pretty much most of the December holidays. And anytime anyone needed to go to the bathroom at night, I mean, literally be on the floor, not even crawling, like hands, and you drag yourself on the floor. Until the one day, I'm literally like going to the bathroom, but I'm like dragging myself along the floor until I get to the bathroom. Because I'm like, I can't set this alarm off, I can't set this alarm off. I can't even remember if it was his girlfriend, because yeah, I think it was one of his girlfriends at the time. Like while I'm don't worry about it. While I'm busy dragging myself along the floor, she just opens the door and walks right past me. And like, you know, as a kid, you're confused. And like, she walks right past, doesn't say anything, walks right back in. So the following morning, everyone's having breakfast. I don't need breakfast. Everyone's having breakfast. Oh gosh, this lady just like walked right past. And then like my cousin at the time, his daughter, was just like, oh yeah, we were playing a joke. We thought you guys would get it. So I've been crawling for a week and a half. For 10 days I've been crawling on the floor.
That was like the story I told you. Remember I told you it was my granny and my grandfather?
Yeah, it's your grandfather. That's what I was thinking as well.
They did it to Jay and I. They were like, also, if you guys go to the bathroom, you're going to have to leopard crawl.
What?
There's Jay and I. And he's hosing himself. Hosing. And Jay and I like, then you come back. Lay down, Jay. Oh, I need to go pee. I'm like, you're on your own.
Leopard
Come
crawl.
back. Literally, before you go pee, you're like, okay. Hold up. Okay. Yeah.
The other one where he told us that the garden mows, I'm just telling a story to my uncle that told us that like the electrical garden mower didn't work. So myself and my cousin, he bought a whole bunch of skizzers, those garden skizzers. He bought a whole bunch.
Can I hold it for you?
No,
I'm also like, please.
Bought a whole bunch of those garden scissors, and like my cousins and I pretty much spent like most of the entire December holiday just flipping, like cutting the grass. And then like randomly the one day
He comes.
I'm like, God, this is where I hacked it. You like get a massive yard, so like by the time you get from one side to the other side,
Yeah.
and then you look back at it, you're just like, oh.
He's brilliant.
My worst about going to anyone else's sleepovers, the few that I had been to, is like either everyone falls asleep, like Ash said, and you just
Yeah, and you're up.
because like also when I was allowed to go to sleepovers, I was young enough that like I didn't really have a phone, so I'd be like
That is the worst though.
hours, and I was like, actually, like I don't sleep early, so like or when you wake up first, and like I had a best
And
friend.
you hear the whole family coming on making breakfast, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm not going out there until my friend wakes up.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
no
even
way.
that, like I often at a lot of houses would wake up and like not a lot of people would be awake at all, no one, and I'd just be like, oh, you're awake,
Oh, just sleep.
Also,
And then they
just
turn
go-
over and they're like, oh, just another half an hour, and you're like, no.
Like only it took me I had a friend for 4 years whose house I stayed over at semi-regularly. But like the 4th year of our friendship, would I like wake up and just go make breakfast in his house? But like 4 years, like I needed to learn the remote controls, how to operate the phone system, how to call security, and I'd be like me at 6 a.m. while the whole family's still sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, well, I like going to my house. And then you just know where everything is and you're comfortable. You can walk around.
I feel like everybody's house that I would sleep at now with my friends, I would feel comfortable.
Like you can wake up and go, but also I
Yeah.
still don't like staying out at randos, so like, it would be your house. Your house. Hell, your house I can go into even if you're not there.
I think you have.
Multiple times.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Not for a sleepover though. Your niece would terrorize me.
Oh, 100%. No,
Uncle Roger, and now I'm going to braid your hair.
listen,
And I'm like, homegirl,
I think
we ain't got the same hair.
She got 39 out of 40 for a drama test.
Nice.
Very nice. On Monday, I still
Sorry.
haven't stopped hearing about it. Even this morning when I was leaving the house, she's like, I guys just remember who got 39 out of 40. Okay? I was just like, okay, cool. She's like,
The
just
really
remember.
nice thing about Ashley is if he's in the driver's seat,
Yeah.
he cannot hear her.
Yeah, 100%.
That's probably why she keeps repeating it. She doesn't
Yeah.
know if you heard her or not.
Yeah. So like even every now and then, like I'll go pick her up from school and like she'll be sitting in the back seat, but like when she sits in the back seat, I put it directly either in the middle or like just behind my
Yeah.
seat so that I can see her.
Yeah.
And like if she's sitting directly in the middle, then if she's talking to me, I can't hear what I can see her lips moving, and I just hit OKs the whole drive home.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, tell me more. And like, she'll
Yeah.
by the time we get home, she's like, yeah, I told Uncle Ash about everything. I'm like, yeah, sure thing.
And then your mom's like, what did she tell you? And you're like,
They
mm-hmm.
don't
Okay.
even-
Yeah.
they don't even ask me that question anymore.
That's
I don't tell you about the fight that my mom got into. Mom and I got into. One day we were flipping driving. I think we were going to Checkers. I was like, once again, I'm in Mom's car. She's sitting in the passenger seat of her own car, so I'm driving down to Checkers. And
Your mom is a princess like that.
Yeah. Mom's is fully having a conversation with me. I haven't heard a word. So like, I look over. Next thing, this lady is men. She is men. Like we left the house with a fight. I look over at her and she's manning the car, and I'm just like, I'm
You
doing
must
this
be
with
belt on.
He's like, I must be breaking the law.
Yeah,
I'm
something.
like, I'm doing this. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, radio's on the channel that she likes it on. And then, but like me, I'm also like, if you're men, you're men. I'm like, that's as we get out now. When we're walking, I'll always swap sides until like so that I can hear you. So I swap sides and we start walking into Checkers, and she's just like, no, I can't believe that you don't want to talk to me. But now I understand. I'm confused. Like I haven't heard a word this lady said. Like,
Yeah.
like,
What do you mean?
Yeah.
When did I say
So
that?
I look at her and I'm just like,
And then?
okay. I grab the trolleys are here to. I grab a trolley, I start pushing the trolley. And she's like, you know, like I was telling you like such important things in the car and you didn't say one word. I was just like, what were you saying? I was like, use your words. Yeah, no, it's bad.
This was like us on our way to Durban. We leave at the ass crack of dawn. I'm simply trying to take a nap. And I wake up thinking we have... Nice.
Thank you.
I wake up thinking we have crash land in the middle of like an EDM fest. Cause like I was sleeping and then like, you know when you start coming to and you're like, I can see the lights because like the sun was still rising so everything was like flashing. I'm like,
Hello.
no, it's just Ashley listening to a podcast loud enough that God was tuned in as well.
I couldn't cheat.
Yo, and Ashley's like, what did she say? And I'm like, what? What? And he's like, what did she say? I'm like, hello? And that was the whole, 8-hour drive? No, 7-hour drive, somewhere there. I'm trying to listen to this podcast and Ashley's like, this lady speaks so quietly. I'm like, I can hear her in my soul. And it was such a good podcast. And then we listened to this 3-hour podcast. 3 hours.
Yeonmi Park, shout out.
And like, no, it wasn't. It was Joe Rogan.
It was Yeonmi Park on Joe Rogan.
Okay.
The lady escaped North Korea. North Korea, yeah.
There you go. Yep. And I'm really into the story now because she woke me up crying and I'm like, let's attend her story. And it was a brilliant story.
Yeah.
I was enthralled. At one point she starts tearing up and like starts speaking quieter and she's like, no man, I can't hear this. Changes the whole podcast.
No, because I couldn't hear her. Like, who speaks that softly?
No one! I couldn't taste her words. In fact, the car was driving like this the whole way down.
Like how? It was. Every time I looked, when Jazz was looking in the rearview mirror, it was going like this. The guys were still behind us.
Yeah. No, it was bad. And then, like, the one thing, like, when I drive, like, if I do a long distance, I want everyone to fucking sleep. Like, pass
And
out.
we did.
Like, or even if you don't pass out, like, don't say
So Dane
words.
didn't.
And he
Don't-
did for a while.
Don't
Oh.
say
It was
words.
his first time like properly driving with Ashley, and he was like, "Babe, you can't just sleep." Because I was like, "I'm gonna sleep. I have things to keep me busy, but like I'm gonna sleep." And he was like, "You can't. Like I know you get car sick, but you can't." I was like, "He prefers it." And he was like, "No, no, no." Dips wakes up 2 hours late, and Ashley's like, "Shh."
But I'll tell you where the shush moment with Dane came in.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm driving, like, don't do a f***ing thing. Like, the car is set up exactly the way, like,
Yeah.
exactly the way I like it. Like, the radio volume is set up the way I like it. The
Full.
playlist is on. Like, everything is set. And I don't like stopping when I drive. Like, if petrol in the tank, I'll stop when I'm
Shame,
there.
and poor Dane does not have great bladder control.
But more than that, Dane likes to f*** around with the radio.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yes, there's a point where I can fucking lost my turn. Because like turned down my radio because he wanted to chat. And I wasn't in the chatting mood. So like he turns down the radio, I look at him and I'm just turning it up on the steering wheel. And he keeps turning it down and I keep turning it up. I'm just like, it's not a chatting moment. I'm like, I'm sitting at 115 k's an hour. I've got 400 k's left to drive. I'm like, just sleep.
It was annoying.
Yeah.
Did he know what you were doing?
So eventually he got, like eventually. He kept turning it down and I was just like, don't do that.
I've never been more bleak than waking up to Ashley's podcast in my ear.
But Mozambique was fine.
You weren't fully deaf yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I still had hearing.
In Mozambique, you could still hear out of your left ear.
Yeah.
I slept on that way down to Ramsey.
We saw the photo today.
Oh yeah.
Going back, I think one of the funniest, most random, stupidly dark sleepover events was again Dane's 21st when Ryan threw a tantrum because I didn't put bacon in his mac and cheese at 2 in the morning.
Yes, I remember that.
Made mac and cheese and he's like, where's the bacon? This isn't real mac and cheese. And I had to defrost that bacon.
Yeah, and he was like, it's ruined. I don't even want it.
Anyway, he ate half the pot.
Yeah, genuine.
And we ate it for breakfast. So you know everyone was hungover. I just left it out.
Let me tell you, that sleepover was hectic.
Because you still stayed up. I dipped after a point. I was like, I've had enough. We had dinner and I cooked good night.
Myself, Shane, and Ryan went to bed. We all slept in bed.
Yeah, but I left before you guys. I left before most people. Everyone was like, that food! Roger, your turn to drink! And I was
But
like, I'm actually mad at all of you already.
No, but you were sleeping over that night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I left to bed. It was COVID.
Yes, it was.
I just said, everyone was like, yours is to get drunk. And I was like, I'm sober now.
Yeah.
I just cooked a 4-course meal.
Remember when we get an Uber now. So now, I don't know what was happening now. We couldn't get an Uber at this time of night because it was still curfew and all that stuff, right?
And we were like 5 minutes over curfew.
A little bit more. Because we were battling to get an Uber already. The Uber van nog. Because there was a bunch of us going back to the moment. And anyway, we eventually got freaking Uber van. Don't know, Ryan was so pissed, not even a joke. There was a full-on seat there for him, but he thought he had to go in a whole new Uber.
Yeah,
He thought...
And he called one.
He did. And he came to me, he said, Jord, I'm going to leave you with my family. He says, I know you'll look after them. He says, if anything happens, please. He says, over Uncle Lance says, my dad's getting a little bit old. Uncle Lance is like, you, buddy. And then he looks and he's like, Dad, let's be real, Dad.
Yeah.
It's literally myself, empty seat, Uncle Lance, Auntie Meeks. And Uncle Lance is like, just get in the effing car. And he's like, oh, there's a chair for me. Okay. He was so molar. He didn't even... I know I had to go fight for the whole family because we were going through Saudi Arabia and everything. The way this act was carried on.
He was like, it's a journey. I shall not return. Take care of my family for me.
Literally said his
Man
words
shows
were-
up and he's like, is there any food?
Literally his words on the way. We were on the way. Still carrying on with his dad. He says, Dad, I'm not being ugly, but like you are getting old. You know, that's why he says, and he said, and that's why I know Geordie Lee will look after you.
And I think Ryan's drunk voice is something else. No.
You're not killing me about driving.
Ryan, I'm talking about you now because you didn't want to be in last week's episode.
He cannot open his eyes for shit.
He can't.
For shit.
He cannot.
Like glasses on, like he'll take his glasses off,
Hit you with one of these.
clean them with his eyes closed, put them back on, and he say, I still can't see everything.
Yeah. But he hit you with one of these.
Yeah.
And then
The
he
one-
hits you with the Irish kebab.
Yeah, the one eyes closed and he...
Guys, I can't get drunk.
Really?
No, like I can. It's a lot now. Like it just hurts.
Yeah.
Like far too much for my liking. Like far too much. Plus I never remember a thing.
Oh, how does that work? I remember everything.
It's
It
nothing.
depends if I mix, I'm done.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you remember Rams? Raja?
I remember so many stupid parts.
I don't know how I didn't come home with a six-pack just from that night.
Yo.
That one night.
What can I say? Nobody's laughing with me. Everybody's laughing at me. And with that, please guys, like, share and subscribe. Follow us along for the journey. I think we're 22 into our goal of like 88. So yeah, comment down below any crazy slumber. Stay humble. I didn't bring up yours earlier.
Actually never heard of
But
it.
I had to hold it in.
Disassemble.
Disassemble. Disassemble. Something like that. Now I'm gonna have a stroke. Hold on.
What's the word, Ash? No? Disassemble?
Zanadiah! Anyway, guys.
How do you say it?
Please comment any crazy slumber party stories you might have down below.
How do you say it?
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
It's disassemble.
What does the symbol mean?
Because
The symbol.